Hi guys, I hope you are enjoying this 30-day happiness experience as much as I am, and I actually am applying these techniques. I hope that you're applying them as you're learning them because that is really truly what creates these shifts for us. So today I have another guest speaker, an amazing woman who I've spent the last year with, Chelsey Dawn. Chelsey believes that each of us, beautiful human beings, have a unique set of talents, skills, and values to share with the world. When we find ourselves feeling stuck and passionless, it is an indication that we are out of sync of our integrity. Chelsey is passionate about discovering blocks and out-of-date belief systems that are holding people back from finding success and living life full out. Chelsey helps women to get in touch with their inner compass so they can stand powerfully in their own light and begin feeling fulfilled, deeply content, and wildly passionate in their lives. Welcome, Chelsey.
Hello, it's so good to be here with you today.
I'm so happy that you're here. Chelsey and I have journeyed through coaching school together, as some of the other guest coaches have. And we really have learned how to grow. And that's why I actually asked Chelsey to come on, because I love that her and I have a very similar perspective. We both are passionate about finding what core beliefs are keeping people stuck so that we can actually help people to move forward. So I'm so excited to actually listen to what Chelsey has to share with us today. So Chelsey, tell me, what does happiness mean to you?
To me, happiness means that you are content with where you are, regardless of what's going on around you. So finding stillness inside yourself and coming from a strong foundation, strong in who you are, and sharing that with the world, regardless of what's coming at you.
Yeah. So tell me, I know that you brought some tools today for us. What tools do you have for when we are overwhelmed, when we are frustrated, when we're angry in the moment?
Yeah, so one that's been a total game changer for me. So I am a scattered person. So often I'm thinking about 17 things at once, and I jump from one thing to the next. And while that's good if you're creative and doing things and channeling your creativity on a day-to-day basis, when you're trying to live your life and be productive, it really works against you. And so the number one thing that I found that makes a huge difference in my day every morning is I sit down and I do what's called the process. So it's on my mind. And it usually takes me like 10 minutes in the morning, and I write down literally everything that's on my mind, things that I'm procrastinating on, things that are bothering me, things that I have to get done, and just anything that's come up over the night and the course of the previous day. I unload it, and I look at, okay, so if this is everything on my plate, first of all, it's a clear indication I need to dump some things off my plate, because maybe I'm overcommitting, which is causing me to be more scattered. Or there's easy things that I can just like tick off, like I have to send this person an email. So I can do these things relatively quickly and just get them off my mind and off my plate. Usually what I found is patterns on what I'm procrastinating on, like the same kinds of things all the time. So then I know now, because I've discovered this, that I have to take care of the things that I don't want to take care of right away, because they're actually what's taking up a giant piece of my mental energy. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, it's super interesting, and it's very enlightening, because you find out really quickly what is taking up the precious real estate inside your mind, and you know what you need to get out right away. So then what that does for me is that I'm clearing that space that's causing me to spin. And now I can proceed with, what do I want for my day? I can set an intention, and I can look at, how can I spend my time today so that I'll feel good by the end of the day, and throughout the day, of course. But yeah, it's the biggest thing that's made the biggest change in my life, and it's so easy to do. And once you start doing it, it honestly becomes addictive. It's like I can't start my day until I've written this stuff out, so that I'm not feeling that really like spinny, scattered, oh my gosh, I have to get so much done today feeling. It just allows you to really get things sorted out, and then you can proceed however you want to, rather than letting all of the circumstantial stuff control how your day is proceeding.
So, how would you say for like a busy mom like myself who just jumps up and like I do as I'm laying there, I do my like little gratitude, giving thanks, and then I'm like hit the ground running because I know I've got to beat the clock before she wakes up. So, you
Mhm.
suggest that we have just like a piece of paper there by the bedside so you can just kind of like start right away?
Um, I think that you have to find what works for you. So, for me personally, I'm the same way. I kind of get up like a chicken with my head cut off, and I'm like rushing around because I love sleep so much, and I'm usually quite angry that I have to get up. So, if writing down doesn't work for you personally, then like record a video on your phone, do a voice recording, whatever it takes, because really what it's doing is you're giving it attention so that it doesn't have to be screaming inside of your head. So my personal favorite is writing it down, and I just make that time. So I have made that commitment to myself, and because I know that that makes a difference for me, I make sure that I get it done. But where you have a life dependent on you, so it's a different kind of thing because when she starts screaming, like you're there. So then yeah, just use whatever medium works for you. There's this show on Netflix called Frankie and Grace, or Grace and Frankie. Anyways, I watched it one night when I clearly needed to be doing other things. And one of the things she does is she just sets her iPad up, presses record, and she talks to the iPad to herself essentially and gets that all out. So if that's what you like, that it'll take less time than writing it down. Or you could just hit an audio recording. Most phones have voice memo on them. So then just talk it out, just let it out of yourself. And then that way you can come back and read it later when you have time, or it just will help you mentally sort it out. Like as a mom, you're most likely good at multitasking. So maybe just by hearing it, you're like, oh yeah, okay, I can get that done right now. And you just like make that mental plan forward.
I I am not actually a good multitasker, but I love that you suggested the memo on the phone because I just found that on my phone. So for Android or iPhone, you can go in the App Store and you can find just a free voice recorder on your phone. And like you said, like as you're driving, you can just jot stuff down that you need to do. So that's perfect for someone like me who maybe doesn't have time to like physically write things down. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So, did you have one more tip? I think you brought one more tip for us.
Yeah, this one is it's a personal tool that I use that has made a big difference for me too, is every morning I just kind of, especially actually on mornings where I'm feeling anxious, or if anyone can resonate with this, that you procrastinate to the point where you're like, oh my gosh, I need to get this done now or else like the world's going to explode.
Uh,
So
Every
I
day.
just take a moment and yeah, I pray. And so I just say, listen, like this is weighing on me. It's taking up emotional space. It's taking up mental space. I know I have to take action, but I just need to get this off my chest. I'm going to give it to you. If you could hold it and move through like that, because sometimes when you have a multitude of things and you have people pulling you in different directions, you feel the weight of that on you. And so whether or not you believe in a higher power, however you go, you can just literally say, I need to like get this off my chest for now. I'm just going to let it go. I'll do what I need to do to get it done. But right now I can't hold this. And so even the intention of taking it off your chest will help you. And that's my second tool that really helps for me too, because I'm someone who needs to talk something out. I'm not very good, even though I write a lot. Like sometimes I just need to orally talk things out. And so that's what also prayer helps for me, is I can just be like, oh, get it all out, get it off my chest, and then I can move forward in my day. And I use prayer as a tool for other things too, but in terms of creating a happy life where you're in control of your day rather than letting circumstance control you, that's a super easy tool that doesn't take any time at all and makes a huge difference in your like emotional weight and your mental weight.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There is such a positive way to reconnect to that inner self and say, here, I'm
Mm-hmm.
letting all this go to you. I totally understand why you brought that tool because it's so effective. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And at the end of the day, like your feelings are just your feelings, and they're not hurting you. They're not doing anything. And so you have the power to actually say, okay, I'm feeling this. Yes, I'm stressed out. I realize it's because I haven't done this item or whatever it is in a week, or I just got into a fight with my boyfriend or my husband or my girlfriend or whatever. And that's why I'm feeling this. And so right now, this is actually not serving me. So I acknowledge you, and I need to dump you off for now because it's actually impeding me getting through this.
I have a quick story, and I know we are so conscious on everybody's time because everybody's such busy people in the world, but this happened to me today. So I woke up, I was running late, I was frustrated. It was like I'm pulling out, and I realized I don't have the things I need for my salon. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like what is going on? So I had to run into the store to buy some stuff at the store. And you know, that whole like snowball effect, like the cashier wasn't able to ring me up, and then my debit card wasn't working. And I literally in the moment just stopped and was like, okay, this is how my day is going to go, and it's okay. And I kid you not, my first client called and said that she was running late too, so it provided more space for me to actually get there and have time to get settled. It was just that one moment of just saying, like, this is how it's going, and it's okay, and I'm going to get through it. It just, like, everything shifted. I don't know if, like, divinely, like, she just woke up late. I don't know, but it all just worked out. It just worked out because I took that moment to just say, it's fine. It's okay. I wasn't pushing against it.
Yeah, and literally that happens every time, like every single time, whether it doesn't necessarily mean that your client's going to call late, but you feel the lightness of it, or by acknowledging and stepping out saying, I'm choosing not to hold on to this anymore, it actually opens up your awareness to what are other solutions to this problem that you couldn't have seen because you were tunnel visioned into, oh my gosh, I'm going to be late and she's going to cancel on me and then I'm not going to, and like getting into that spinny tornado of death.
Yes. Yep. Because I mean, like 5 seconds before I was in that, and it really takes a conscious choice, like you're saying, to just say, I am not going to do this. I'm just going to accept it for what it is. And I'm just going to, it'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
So Chelsey, tell us, how did these tools actually shift your life?
Yeah, well, I've been doing them in various forms for pretty much my entire life. But when I sat down and actually made an intentional choice to do these daily, with the intention of not spinning around. So like I said before, that I'm a very scattered person and I have my mind going in a million different directions. And what it's done for me is it's actually made it so that I'm living more in my body and in the world rather than up in my head. And that makes all the difference in your day. And so it takes you from a place of everything's happening to you're intentionally making a choice to move forward. Mm-hmm. And that puts you in a space to reach any goals that you have, to be the best version of yourself, to be good to yourself and to others. It opens up a whole door of possibility, because then you're actually living in a path that you want to be going, rather than like if you picture like a house without a solid foundation moving around all the time. It just anchors you down so that you're no longer being swayed by your external circumstances, and you can honor what's inside of you to move forward.
That's wonderful. So, do you have anything else to share with our listeners today?
No, I will say that's the first thing that I do when I work with somebody is I tell them to establish some sort of routine. And it doesn't have to look like whoever you follow that you admire telling you what to do. What it has to do is something that works for you to get you in that state every single morning, because nobody likes to be running around like they have no idea what they're doing or what direction they're going into. So that's just the thing I would say first and foremost is set up a practice every single day in a way that works for you. It doesn't have to be an hour-long meditation, drinking green juice afterwards and like eating sunshine. Like it can be whatever works for you and makes the biggest difference in your day. And that might take some playing around to see what makes the biggest difference. And that's the biggest piece of advice I can give you, because since I've established them, I do it in the morning and I have one at night as well. But since I've done that, everything looks different. I no longer react to situations in the same way I did before. I feel way more focused. I'm moving towards the things that I want to move towards. And I feel like I'm in the driver's seat rather than feeling like everybody else. Because then you get bitter and resentful. And nobody likes to be bitter and resentful. It is not the best version. It doesn't look good on anybody. Mm-hmm. And so it's basically you're just taking charge of your own life again. And I think that makes a huge difference for anybody.
As you're talking, I'm thinking I have definitely developed more of a routine over the past year, because I'm not a routine type person. I'm a very watery sign. I'm a very just like go with the flow, like nothing is ever the same. And I don't like routine, but I found that when I started to do things consistently, it did actually show improvement in my life because there was something there that I was constantly doing. So I think the past year in our schooling really helped to solidify for me like a routine. So when you have something that's set, you look forward to that. Once you start to figure out that it's actually beneficial to you, you look forward to that thing, whatever you choose to do as a routine.
Yeah, last year I realized, I don't know what I was doing, but anyways, I realized this belief that I have that organized people are boring. And I think it was formed in my early years because I had this idea of what an adult looked like. And I'm like, oh yeah, like when you get old, you get really boring. And I've really carried that along with me. And when I realized that that's what it was, because I do not like routine either. I actually get super angry at having to be told what to do or, yeah, it's the boring factor, right? I like kind of going with the flow. And once I realized that was my belief and I saw that's actually not true, and then I realized how beneficial these morning routines were for me personally, I was like, okay, it's time to get a new belief here. And that is one routine that I do. I just honor it and it feels so good.
That's really interesting. And maybe you give me something to look at, like if I have some belief systems in there about what it means to be organized. Because I actually love when you open up a cabinet, it's all organized. So I want my stuff organized. So why wouldn't I want my mind and my life organized? So
exactly, yeah. And that actually sets the stage and a foundation for you to be creative and go with the flow by having those things in place where all the other random shit is dealt with. And then you have that time and space and freedom to do the things that you actually want to pursue that don't need a routine or a rhythm to do it.
Awesome. Chelsey, you have given us some amazing things to start to apply. I know you have a gift for everyone. So could you tell us what your gift is?
Yeah, it's just I have a document basically that helps you to set up your own morning routine. So I have suggestions in there for the pieces that you could include that actually sets you up for success for the day. And then again, encourages you to figure out how you can integrate them into your life to make you more successful. So I will give that in the form of a PDF, I'm assuming. And yeah, I'll let Stacey, you can figure out how it gets to them in whatever way.
Yep. So what we'll do is we will link Chelsey's gift below, and you'll go ahead and click on that link, and it'll send you right to her website or however she has it set up, and you'll be able to opt in for her gift. So if that's something that you think you would really enjoy, I urge you to take this offer and apply it to your life. Chelsey, I really enjoyed having you. I am thankful that you're here. I'm thankful that you're giving us these great tools, especially when we're in frustration, overwhelmment, anger, because even though this is the happiness journey or the happiness experience, those real time in the moments when we are overwhelmed and frustrated are when we need these tools. That is when if you're looking back and you are in a moment of frustration and you can pull one of these tools out in that moment and go, oh, wait, I remember Chelsey said that I need to write this stuff down, or I remember that she said I could use prayer to just kind of shift my energy in this moment. That's what these tools are about. In the moment when you're overwhelmed, you're frustrated, you're angry, you're able to have a resource kit within you to dip into. So thank you, Chelsey. Thank you for being a part of this experience, and I will talk to you soon.
Yes, thank you, Stacey. Bye, everyone.
Bye.